Benevolence, dear mortals. I'm Whimsical William. Welcome to my channel. We are inching closer and closer and closer to Christmas. Are you ready? Did you get some dope gifts? Did you receive any gifts yet? Did you finish your shopping? You got any movies planned that you're gonna watch, or any fun events or any fun things that you're gonna do? Me, I'm relaxing, I'm chilling. I got some cool gifts to give a few friends, and I received a couple of really cool gifts, so I'm excited about that. Maybe I'll show you some of those gifts in this video. But before we do that, this video is dedicated to the second volume of Black Knight Parade. Really cool cover. The spines are pretty classy with the black and gold, and the back just gives you a little information about the volume. This is made by Seven Seas. Pretty good manga manufacturer, if you will. Alright, so the first volume of this I read, it's pretty good. I give it a 7. The art's pretty good. It's not the best, but it's by no means bad. It's just good. It's alright. The story was okay. The main character was really bland, to be honest. And the other characters were very forgettable. The Black Santa Claus in the first volume was pretty cool. He just had a great design, and he was really nonchalant, which you would think the Black Santa would be a little more vicious or a little more aggro, but he was chill. This one though, towards the middle of the volume, it got really interesting. It started bringing in ideas that I thought were really clever and just fresh. For instance, spoilers here a little bit, just minor spoilers. You got the reindeer that, power Santa's sleigh. They're actually people, and they kind of guide Santa's sleigh, and it's like a job, and you have to have a license to do it, kind of like working for one of these companies like USPS or FedEx or Amazon. And then once you're done working at the North Pole, you can take those skills and use them for one of those jobs, which is pretty funny. Another thing that I like about this volume was it kind of introduced an antagonist. You thought that Black Santa was going to be the antagonist, but really he's more of a conduit to the main character's plot and backstory and what he's going to do in the future. He's very important, but he's not in the story that much. He's kind of like an anchor for the story, if you will. The antagonist, ironically, is the person that the main character worked with at his old job. He worked at Combini. This is the main character. The other character that's an antagonist is just really immature, really selfish, really just not self-aware. He's a jerk. Yeah, he's just not a fun character, and to be honest, he's kind of annoying to read, but I think that was the point. The fact that I didn't enjoy reading about him or him being in the manga panels was a testament to how well he was written. Really annoying. Let's see what else happened in this volume. Honestly, my favorite part of this volume was the backstories. Like the backstories of the main character. They start connecting the dots. Like in this story, Santa Claus is gone, he's missing. Maybe he was kidnapped, or something happened to him. No one really knows for sure, but somebody needs to do his job, and right now no one's qualified. So they're trying to figure out who could do it. And this main character is like, it's kind of a cliche, like, oh, he seems like he's the only one who could do it. But they add context to it in a clever way that makes it interesting to read and refreshing to read towards the end of this chapter, or towards the end of this volume. Apparently, him working at the Combini, the convenience store that he worked at for the night shift, was like training to end up becoming, a worker at the North Pole. And he gets really upset about this. He's like, wow, like all that suffering I went through was for this, and I had no idea. And like I feel like my life was out of control, and there was no way for me to have any type of control with it. And I felt that, it's like my life is not some test ground, it's not a joke, this is my life. I really felt his emotions pour through. Even if he's not a very aggressive character, he's like a character without a spine, if you will, you can still feel his emotion through the panels and through the dialogue, which is really nice. What else did I like about this volume? I mean, let's just get to it. The backstory of the main character is so cool, but the way that we get to the backstory was a smooth transition. There's another character, and she feels connected to Santa Claus because she got like a garment from him, like a not a sweater, but like a scarf. And whenever something belongs to Santa Claus, or it's something that was like made by Santa Claus, it kind of has like a magic imbued in it, and it reacts to certain people who are kind of like either connected, or they may be a possible replacement for Santa Claus in the future. Of course, the main character, everything reacts to him the strongest. And reading the first volume, we're just like, all right, cool, he's a chosen one. Like, we haven't read that before. Like, that's so unique. But the context to it makes the cliche not so bad. So she's like, yeah, I got this scarf, and I haven't felt as connected to it lately as I used to. But I know it's from Santa Claus. No one believes me. He's like, no, I believe you. And it starts to trigger some of his memories. And he has a memory of playing with a toy credit card. Lo and behold, this credit card was real. And when the girl flashed a black light on it, intuitively, it revealed a symbol that's on the black Santa Claus's like sleeve. So there's a connection right there. And then he remembers, like, when I was a kid, I bought a bunch of stuff off of Amazon. And the story is called Amazon. Them copyright stuff. And he just buys a room full of stuff. And the thing was, he was supposed to get that card because, well, he was supposed to get a gift because he was a good kid. When he saw Santa Claus and he saw the black Santa Claus, and they didn't have a gift for him, and they felt bad. So they were like, we know you're a good kid, so here, take this card. You get, the thing that your heart most desired. So the kid gets a whole bunch of stuff, but none of it's really what he wants the most. And when they find out what the kid wants the most, they can't give him that. And what the kid wants the most, got spoilers coming ahead, is his dad. He lost his dad when his dad died in a car accident. And he's like, I can't get my dad back. You can't buy a person back that you lost. So he decides, all these toys are cool, but they're not my dad. So he takes it upon himself, I want to be Santa Claus. I want to take all these gifts that I got and give them to people that would want them, which is really noble, especially for a young kid. The kid's like, I don't know, 8 years old, 7 years old. So Black Santa Claus is like, really interesting. Not every kid would do that. So he's like, yeah, you're going to be Santa Claus. So he like puts all the gifts in a bag, tries to carry it over his shoulder. He's like, oh, it's too heavy. Black Santa Claus is like, so I see you were trying to do it yourself. No, we'll take it from here. And that energy and that behavior kind of gets the cogs moving into him being eligible to possibly be a Santa Claus. Just that energy, just the initiative to play the role, to just, he's like, I couldn't have the Christmas that I wanted, but instead of crying about it or being upset or being sad, I want to help others have a good Christmas. Super noble, super wholesome, really sweet. And it just made this volume so fun. And he's in the middle, it's like a little arc going on right now where he's trying to become a reindeer. Me personally, I think that he's going to become Rudolph. I think he's going to be Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. There's another spoiler at the end of this volume. I'm not gonna give that spoiler up because I feel like I gave up enough. I really want and implore all of you, if you're in the Christmas spirit and you're a manga collector, or you like comic books, or you're just looking for something wholesome and cute to read, check Black Knight Parade out for Christmas. Just read a couple volumes. I decided that I'm gonna read one volume every year, maybe. I don't know if I'll change my mind, but just there's not a lot of Christmas manga and there's not a lot of Christmas comics out there for me to just like read all of it in one go. But I recommend this. This is good. The first volume was like a 7. I give this an 8. It's definitely improved. The art's not any better, but the story is more cohesive. The characters are more memorable. There's like some twists and turns that keep me on my toes and it makes me want to turn the page. Kind of struggled with the first volume. This one, I knocked it out. I read it. I just kept flipping through the pages and enjoying the characters and how they interact with each other and the new things that they learn about each other and themselves. It was super fun. And the whole aspect of the people becoming reindeer and the connection with the main character and Santa Claus is super cool. It has a manga feel to it, but you still feel the Christmas spirit. And I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for listening to me ramble. And next videos, we'll talk about more manga, more writing, because you guys like to hear me talk about writing. And I love talking about writing. Before I end this video though, I want to show 2 gifts that I got some friends of mine. Hopefully they don't watch my videos and they don't see these gifts early, but it is what it is. Alright, we back. So Sonic 3 just came out, and a good friend of mine is a huge Shadow the Hedgehog fan. And this has been the year of Shadow. We got a Shadow video game, and we got the movie. So I decided to get him a Shadow bag. This bag is super cool. I think it's got nice details. Got him on the back. Loungefly, it's a good company if you like the smaller book bags. I kind of see these in Barnes & Noble. I got this one from GameStop. I saw it and I was like, oh yeah, he's got to have this. We got the little emblem right here. It's still wrapped up. It says Sega on it, so that's a good sign. It's licensed. Yeah, it's super cool. Next gift is for my coworker. He's really fun to work with, and he's a big fan of Naruto, so I got him this little Naruto figure. It's not the highest quality figure, because I'm like a crazy collector and whatnot. But Grandista makes pretty good sculpts. I have 2 Grandista, basically by Bandai, JoJo figures, and they look pretty good. Like the sculpts are great. The paint kind of lacks. But honestly, the sculpt is like on the higher tier of prize figures. And I got more gifts for other friends, but they're not here right now. But I just thought I'd share that with you all. Getting into the Christmas spirit. And of course, I got myself so many gifts. Giant stack of manga. I got some figures from Japan coming. I can't wait to do a figure tour. I'm just gonna show you, I'm almost at 100 figures, which is insane to me. I never thought that I'd get 50 figures, let alone like 100. Some of them are really old and beat up, so maybe I'll get like over 100 to kind of replace some of those old figures. And then some of them are like Nindoroids and also kind of like action figure kind of deal. But I got some bangers here. I got some nice scales, some of the more rare sides, some of them are not as rare but characters that I really like. So I can't wait to show you those, and gonna have to do another manga collection haul at some point because there's like 1100 behind me, which is diabolical, just nasty work, just way too much. Well, that being said, thank you so much for listening to me ramble, checking out another video, and I'll see you next time. Peace.